Hello, I'm Gable with Troop 1611. I'm interviewing my mom, Christina, and her best friend, Nova, for my Mission Sisterhood Journey Take Action project. It is August 2nd, 2025, and we're at my house. Alright, question number 1.
Okay.
How long have you guys been friends?
Okay, so this is Christina talking. And we have been friends, I think this year will be 40 years. Because we met in the sixth grade, and that was 1985.
Ooh.
So I think, coming up, in the next couple of months will be 40 years that we have known each other.
How did you meet? Specifics. Be specific.
Okay, so the one thing, I have a pretty good memory.
Yeah.
Nova does not. So do you want me to go?
Yeah, you'll have to do that. I remember
Do you
meeting
remember?
in 6th grade, but wasn't in PE, right? That was later.
It wasn't PE.
Right.
Bizarrely, it was like an intramural, after school sports program.
Why would we do that?
I don't know.
What?
It was intramural volleyball.
Okay.
And it was, I know, Gable's looking at me. I don't know, because it doesn't track, because if you know Nova and I...
Did we quit, after the first game?
I think we did. No, I think we lasted a couple of games. And I actually remember meeting your sister first.
Okay.
So I remember Celeste, who I think was pretty kind of mellow at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Nova was not. Nova always speaks her mind. Nova has always spoke her mind, and she certainly had thoughts about intramural volleyball. So I know that's the first time I remember seeing Nova was in this after-school volleyball program that we mysteriously were in. And no, I don't think we lasted more than maybe 2 sessions.
That doesn't even sound familiar.
Yeah, I don't know why we would do that. But we had PE together, and I don't remember if we had 6th grade. I know we had 7th grade PE
Definitely
together.
7th grade, right? Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely had 7th grade PE together, and then we had 7th grade health with Miss Morgan, and we sat next to each other in that class. And I think we both, and Miss Morgan was a ridiculous teacher. She was born again.
She's definitely born again.
Oh, yeah.
Cancer survivor.
Pretty sure she was also gay.
Yes.
Not that she would say it.
No.
But, super born again. Yeah, very frank person.
Mm-hmm.
She would leave Bibles by the door for us to take. Mm-hmm. Not that she gave them to us. She would show us, remember when she showed us blowing up pictures of aborted fetuses?
Yes.
Yes. Started screaming and crying.
Yes. They never had a chance.
And she was very dramatic, and I think we both thought she was a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I remember Nova. Nova has a very distinct chuckle. And I remember her always doing it in our health class.
Try not to tap the table, by the way, when you're talking.
I'm tapping?
Yeah, you were tapping.
Sorry,
it's okay. And then,
okay.
so the next question...
I'm very animated when I talk.
I know you are. Just trying not to, because I think it might pick up weirdly on the mic.
All right, sorry.
So this is, I guess, each of you are going to answer this separately. What is your favorite memory together? So each of you answer your own. You can take a second if you need.
That's it. I don't remember specifically one time, but we would do weird, stupid stuff like walk 3 miles or something to a record store. After school, would we do this after school?
We would do it. Yeah, we would go to. We would walk to Hot Rocks on Fridays.
On Friday, that was why would we do that?
Because on Fridays, that was when they would get their import shipments in.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so we would walk from Glendora High to your house, and eat something, and then we would walk miles.
Miles. It seemed like miles.
It was miles to Hot Rocks, this import record store.
And it's weird because our parents probably would have taken us.
I don't know. They weren't home.
But like at some point, like
Yeah.
they would have taken.
Oh.
But we probably didn't want to go with them, right?
No, I think we felt the need to go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would miss out.
Right.
Because they would come pick us up. Because we sure wouldn't drive.
Oh, no, okay. My favorite. I know my favorite one.
I know what
Okay.
you're going to. Go ahead. I think I know what you're going to say.
Now it comes back to me.
I think I know what you're going to say. I know what she's going to say.
We were like, what? Was it on Azusa Avenue?
We were-
That restaurant?
We went bowling. We went bowling at the Covina Bowl.
Okay.
Just the two of us for some reason. It was this great bowling alley that has since been, it's no longer there, but it was so cool. They like kept the facade and like integrated it into condos. But anyway, just the two of us. And I don't know if you've ever gone Gable bowling with just two people.
I have not.
Yeah,
no.
it gets boring really
Yeah.
quick. And so for some reason we thought
Well, we're gonna walk.
we were going to walk
Walk
home
home.
to my house.
Probably.
Again, which was a city away. on a Friday night, miles away. So we start walking down Azusa Avenue to my house for some reason.
I don't know. I guess a car was following us, or people were following
There
us.
was a guy. There was an Oldsmobile. So my mom owned an Oldsmobile at the time, and so an Oldsmobile drove by, and I thought it
See, I
was
would
my
never remember these
stepdad.
details.
I thought it was my stepdad because it was like this mustachioed man in an Oldsmobile. And when I saw him, I'm like, oh God, there's Rick. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be pissed at us for like walking down Azusa Avenue. And it wasn't him. It was a gray Oldsmobile, not a blue one. Which is what and he just kept driving by.
Like just circling, right?
He kept
I guess.
circling, and every time he drove by, and we're probably like 15.
Yeah, probably.
We're like your age, Gable.
Mhm.
Don't be stupid like us. And every time he would drive by, he would start slowing down, like more and more. And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
It was actually terrifying, and it was so late. And Azusa Avenue's a very like busy commercial corridor.
Mhm.
Everything was closed.
Right. It didn't seem like it was busy, but everything was closed.
Everything was closed. So we started trying to go into establishments, and they wouldn't let us in. And we ended up, I think El Tepeyac finally let us
That's
in.
what I'm thinking, right? We
went to El Tepeyac.
restaurant.
We went to El Tepeyac, and they're like, we're closed, and we're like, somebody's following us. But the part that we laugh about it now was, so I was like, I had a very tough facade in high school, so I was like a rocker chick, right? And so nobody would mess with me because everybody thought I was super tough. I think I thought I was super tough a lot of the time. And so at one point, this guy keeps circling, and I'm so, like, I finally just get so scared, and I turn to her, and I say,
No, what are we gonna do?
and she looks at me, and she goes, run! We just start running.
we don't run.
We don't run. I don't know that I've ever called her Novi before or after. But it's not something I call her. And it was stupid, and it was terrifying, and we have like laughed about it ever since. And I think that was probably the
Do we even like tell our parents? I don't even think we told our parents.
Yeah, we had to call. We called my mom.
We called. That's right.
Yeah, we did have to call. Yeah, I think the restaurant let us
Let us
call.
call.
I think they actually let us we didn't even have to use a payphone.
Oh, nice.
Because we didn't have cell phones back then. So I think I did call my mom to come get us. And I don't think she was terribly amused. I don't know if we told her a guy was following us. I think we just said we ended up at I don't remember that part. I don't remember that part. But I think that was actually, the memory I was going to say too, was Novi. Novi, what are we going to do? God, we were stupid.
Okay. Next question. What is your favorite thing about each other? Yes.
Good question.
Do you want me to go?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So the thing about Nova is that I think Nova has always, whether she realizes it or not, I think Nova has always been kind of wise beyond her years. Like, she really has. And I think she has quite often been my voice of reason. And there have been quite a few times in my life where I have maybe made a stupid decision or been on the verge of making a stupid decision, and she will say, "Why are you doing that? What is wrong with you? Are you crazy?" And the second Nova says, "Are you crazy? Stop it," I know I have crossed, or I'm about to cross some kind of incredibly stupid line. And so I think I've always had a very high regard for her opinion and for the common sense that she has. And I know she has saved me from a couple of really, I could think of one really catastrophic situation in particular, which I don't even know if she remembers, when I was going to move in with a guy.
Oh.
And you were like, "Why would you do that?" And I was kind of like, "You're right. Why would I do that?" And it would have been a terrible decision. And you probably wouldn't be here now, Gable, had I not listened to Nova.
Thank you, Nova.
Yes, I think that's yes. So Nova's always been my voice of reason.
Oh gosh, for me, I think Chrissy has changed for over the years. From, like you said, hard-assed, everyone's afraid of her, to just like, oh gosh, after college not knowing what to do, kind of feeling a little lost, to like then knowing what she wanted and then going and getting it, and just like I remember when you're ready to date. You're ready to find. No, not you're ready to get married. You're like, I'm ready to get. And I was like, really? Like, wow. Like, because I've never been that kind of. I've always been like, go with the flow, see where it takes me. And so with Chrissy, she's always like once she knows something, she like goes and gets it. She's like ready to go. And so like I've always appreciated that. Like, I don't know, to have someone in your life that's like very straightforward. She doesn't mince words. I've always been like that kind of careful. Except when I give, even like I think when I give advice, I try to be like a little bit, more gentle than But
not with me, you're not. Yeah, you're just like, are you crazy?
But no, I think like she's just always I don't know, like of all the friends I've had over I'm not one to keep in touch with a lot of people, but I've always, I don't know, I can't even describe like why. I guess we've always been there for each other. Always know like, if anybody we could survive high school together.
Yeah.
Or junior high, even worse than high school. 8th grade PE.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
No,
and I think we were in a lot of ways unlikely friends.
Right.
Because back in the 80s, there were very you had like a persona and an identity at that time, and I think to a degree there's like the band kids at your school, right, and there's the jocks, but I think it was even more divided at that time. It was more micro, and it was with music. So with Nova and I, our identity was our music. So I was a rocker kid, and Nova was alternative. Like, she wasn't goth. I don't think goth even existed.
No, I don't think it existed.
And I never thought of you as... People always say, like, oh, Nova's goth. And I'm like, Nova was not goth, but she was alternative. And we should not have been friends.
Right.
So, like, we would be out in public together, and she would have her Cure t-shirt on, and I would have my Metallica t-shirt on, and, like, strangers would come up to us and go, are you guys friends? So I think we were always unlikely, but I think we were always really passionate about music. And I think we always, like, respected that in each other.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't like the Smiths and Morrissey, but I respected and appreciated how much she loved them. So, but I think it was our mutual loathing and dread of PE that truly brought us together. And I do remember, and we knew each other, like, in the 6th grade and the 7th grade. And I did like her, but we didn't really hang out. And then the first day of 8th grade in PE, I'm sitting there and I'm dreading it, and because I hated it. I hated middle school PE so much. And she walked in to the period, and I went, thank God, somebody I can walk the track with. So yeah, I think we always, like, kind of appreciated each other's interests, even if we didn't share them. So I think that was kind of an unlikely thing. And I think just over the years, like, as our careers have gone on in our lives, we've definitely led, very different lives. Yeah, we still have like that bond, and that's just always been there. I think, even though we're not the same people, we're very different people. I think we are very unlikely friends. We've just always had that bond.
What conflicts have you had in your relationship, and how did you solve them?
I don't know that we've had. I mean, I think we had like stupid, like
as
teenage.
kids, yeah.
Like you have like your stupid, like you and Via, just had like a stupid riffs over nothing that I'm sure were probably my fault. I think I've always been the probably more short-tempered, volatile of the two. So I think we've had that, but otherwise,
no. I mean, like, I think like the only conflict I remember, just not even what do we call conflict, just like I had a friend that I had known in elementary school that we didn't go to middle school together, but then we went to the same high school. There's only one high school, right, in Glendora. But like that was probably the only time where it was like, oh, like then you guys didn't really get along very well. You and Christina.
We didn't. But I mean, I remember. No, we didn't. I didn't like her. I mean, eventually she was fine. But I remember when we started high school, I automatically assumed you would not hang out with me because you would hang out with her.
Yeah, and I think she had her own.
And you did too, initially.
Like,
and then showed up across the street at lunch with the Rockers. But no, I did not get along with her.
Yeah, that's probably only like. But like most of
I don't even remember. I mean, I don't even remember how. I mean, she eventually left, didn't she?
Yeah, she eventually left.
Yeah,
and then I think we always had like more conflicts with other people, like dumb conflicts. But it was like together we were, like Shireen, like we would be like, we would. But most of we would band together to have
conflict with other people. Yes, the other obnoxious people of Glendora High. But I think in adulthood, I don't know that we ever have.
I think so.
Yeah, and we'll go. Period. Because we're you get older and you're just crazy busy, and we'll go stretches where we won't talk, and I'll just be like, oh, I haven't seen Nova for a while.
Right.
Let's go out, and it's always we just pick up where we left off. So we never have the expectations of like, well, you haven't talked to me in forever, or you haven't, So I think we've been very fortunate that we have not had those conflicts. Just stupid teenage ones that are
mostly
long behind us.
This last one, I feel like you guys have kind of answered as we've gone on, but why do you think your relationship has lasted so long? So you've brought like reasons that you guys still friends, why still connect. Like what, like in general, do you think is why?
I mean, God, at this point, it's been 40 years. Again, I love her. I think we have fun when we hang out. Yeah. We can go to concerts. We go to Pixies concerts. We have Pixies concerts. I
don't know. I think like it's those formative years. It's so crazy because it's such a short time, but it seemed like a lifetime, right? Those from middle school to high school, 4 or 5 years worth of time just seemed to be so formative, and so it's like, who I think you need people to remember things with, like that. My sister and I went to school together, but we did not hang out at all. Like not even after school, we weren't close at all, and so her memories are so different than my memory. I mean, I always make, fun of Celeste with that stupid article with the Glendora, but it's a great place to raise your children. And I
forgot about that.
I think we bonded over this hate for Glendora and this hate for, and so it's like you just kind of you need that touchstone, I guess, right?
No, you definitely do. Well, it's interesting because we had our 30th high school reunion a couple years ago. And I considered going, and I was going to try to talk Nova into it. And then it was going to be held at somebody's house, one of our classmates' house. And I found out who it was, and it was somebody I didn't like then. I doubt how much could they have possibly changed? So we decided, no, we don't want to go. And we thought, well, gosh, do we really want to see these people? And we thought, well, who would we want to see? And so there was this one girl we went to school with, Alicia. And she was a hoot, and she was like the class president, and for some reason she always loved us and always kind of went out of her way to be friends with us. And so she lives in Sacramento, and so we spent a weekend and we went up there. And she does not have an outlook on life that we share.
No,
religiously or certainly politically. But she is a touchstone to that time period, and a positive one.
Yeah.
Because we had such positive interactions that we were able to go and kind of put aside these very extreme differences that we have. And we had a really nice time. And so I think that, that is, and it was, and I had a wonderful time hanging out with her that weekend. So I think that these years are so formative. They're so difficult and so drawn out, and they were awful.
And if it wasn't for Chrissy, they would have been awful. Like,
they would have been so...
Like, kill myself awful, right? Like,
yeah.
It would have been so bad, like, if not for Chrissy.
Yeah.
Like even my friend Kristen, who I had known, and I knew her throughout high... And we had kept in touch even after she moved a bit, but even with her, like, I don't think our experiences were similar. So, like, even if I had... You know what I mean? So with Chrissy, I think the similar experiences plus... we made it work. Like, we made some of it fun. I mean, we do have funny memories of high school.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, it would have been horrible.
It would have been horrible. But yeah, and I think it does that. I think we could look at our environment. In Glendora, it's this very mellow on the surface, very, like, kind of great place that we both hated because it's so conservative and it was just so stifling and it's so white. And I think we both saw just kind of how ridiculous it was and how, I don't know, ingenuous. I don't want to say ingenuous, but it's so white. It's just,
wow, yeah.
It was just so white. And I think we saw how ridiculous it was and we both kind of despised it. And so I think that our mutual, distaste for Glendora, which there are things about Glendora I do like, and both of our parents like still live there, so we still go back, but I think it was nice to know that there was somebody who felt the same way I do about this place that you're supposed to feel connected to. Although I have to say, today I was at our local library and there was a bagpipe program and somebody asked if there were schools and the guy's talking about them and he's like, Glendora, and I'm like Glendora High, and I'm like, why am I saying this? I hated Glendora High, and yet there's still this. You still have this,
and you just
weird
hope it's
connection.
more diverse now.
I
do hope that this changed.
I hope it
Well, there's
has.
still the Tartans, so yeah.
There's still the Tartans.
I saw in the news they were raising to go to Scotland, right? Didn't they?
Oh, were they?
They hadn't
The
been
band?
for years. The band, yeah.
Oh.
And they're trying to go back.
So, yeah. I mean, like those, it's just those years. You have such, and you will too, Gable. You will look back and have very mixed emotions about these years.
I already do.
I know that you are currently living. I would not want to relive them. They were terrible. But having Nova, having somebody that, we were just, our interests might have been different, but we were just always pretty like-minded about a lot of things. And so I think that's
Anything
why.
else you'd like to say about your relationship or each other or, like, anything, I guess? I don't know. Not anything else?
No, I feel very fortunate. I don't know how many people can say that they've had a friend for 40.
And it's so weird because we're only like 30.
I know, so I don't know how that happened. It's so interesting. But no, I'm so grateful to have had Nova in my life all of these years, and that I have somebody that I can share these memories going like way back. And we've done, gosh, we went to Europe. Our first time to Europe was we went to England. That was my first time and her first time. So we went to London together. She was the maid of honor at my wedding, which I tried to make as mellow as possible. I remember we went to Seattle. Oh God! Remember we stayed in that hostel? We somehow got convinced, and we're a couple of queens, and
somehow mom convinced us.
My mom, one of her friends, convinced us to stay in a hostel.
That's crazy.
God, that was terrible.
Yeah.
And you somehow went to like 2 baseball games with me.
Yeah.
Up in Seattle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was when I was going through like my major baseball phase.
In your baseball phase.
I loved the Yankees and wanted to go see the Yankees up in Seattle. So we've had like a lot of experiences. I hope we'll have more. I'm sure we will.
Oh, I'm sure we will. We're so young.
We're so young.
There's so much life
we have
to live.
So many more Pixies concerts to go to. Indeed. And we know each other's parents. So, we always Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I know. I can't imagine. Like, what would, unless one of us moves out of state, which we know we're never going to do.
No,
Even though I always talk about it, but
I do too, but it's not going to
never
happen.
gonna happen.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you
I think-
both.
Yep.